Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about my new 17-inch alloys and compare them with my old 15-inch wheels and talk about the things like the difference in the performance, the mileage, the handling, the pros and cons of going for a 17-inch wheels, and finally if you should go for a 17-inch wheel or not. So as you can see, this is a 17-inch alloy with a 7.5J profile. Now most of us don't know what that 7.5J means, including me. Even I didn't know what that meant unless I went for an upgrade. So 7.5J is nothing but the thickness or the width of your alloy in inches, and it is denoted with the letter J. Now this is a very important thing to keep in mind because the width of your alloy determines the width of your tire, and that in turn alters your handling and the performance of your car. So coming back, the tire profile on this one is a 215 by 45 R17s. My old 15-inch wheels, I had a 185 by 60 R15. So from a 185 to 215, that's a solid 30 mm increase in the width of the tires. So definitely there will be some amount of drop in the performance. Before I talk any further, let me start driving. Now like I said, the difference in 30 mm, definitely there is some drop in the performance. Normally with my 15-inch wheels, when I rev it hard past 2000 rpm, the turbo kicks in and the car pulls ahead so strongly, you are pushed back to your seats. So that's how strong the mid-range is in this car. Because of this strong mid-range, especially in the cities, I never had any issues with overtaking other cars, because it doesn't matter which gear I'm in or which RPM I'm in. The moment I step on the gas, you can feel the car pulling ahead strongly. But that's just not the case with the 17-inch wheels, because with the 17 inches, no matter how hard you rev, you don't feel the turbo kicking in at all. It almost feels like you're driving a car that doesn't have a turbo. If you're driving it at a slow pace, it's fine, but if you want to have some fun, then you will be missing out on that outright performance that the 15-inch wheels used to offer. In fact, you need to push your car hard past 3000 rpm to actually feel like your car is doing some amount of work. Now because of this, overtaking other cars in the city can also become an issue because of the constant downshifts that you'll need to do to make an overtake. Another example I can give is the kickdown acceleration of the car. Now let's say, for an example, with my 15-inch alloys, I do a 0 to 100 in about 15 seconds with 50% throttle. Now with my 17 inches, I do a 0 to 100 in about 19 or 20 seconds with the same 50% throttle. Now this is just an example, so please don't panic. So you can see the lag of about 5 seconds, and this gap increases as you increase the speed. Now let's say I want my 17-inch wheels to do a 0 to 100 in about 15 seconds. For that, I'll have to give a throttle more than 50%, say about 70 to 80%. That's when I'll be able to do a 15-second run from 0 to 100. So in short, you'll have to rev your car more harder than you normally would with the 15-inch alloys. So guys, there's been a small mistake from my side. The video of me talking about the mileage was not at all recorded by the GoPro, and I wasn't aware of it until I came back home and I checked the footages. So I'll be talking about that right now and overlapping it with another video. I'm really sorry for what has happened, and I really apologize for my mistake. So pushing your car harder with the 17-inch wheels every time leads to another problem, and that is the mileage. Now in the cities, you will have a drop of about 3 to 4 kilometers quite easily, and that's because of the constant gear shifts and braking and the wider tires and so on. So in the cities, you will not get a really good mileage, like I said, a 3 to 4 kilometer drop. So what that means is, like, if you're averaging about 15 kilometers in the city, you will be only getting about 11 to 12 kilometers. But out on the highways, this mileage figure will slightly improve, provided you're really light on the throttle and you want to be driving it in a very calm and composed manner. So if you do so, you will be getting somewhere about 17 to 18 kilometers per liter, which is pretty good for this car. And again, if you're really aggressive on the throttle, you will end up getting somewhere just about 15 or a maximum of 16 kilometers per liter, which is still pretty okay. but I personally got 21.5 kilometers per liter with the 17-inch wheels, and I was really light on the throttle, and I didn't shift gears unless it was actually necessary. And I was doing speeds just about 100 to 120 kilometers, and I wasn't going beyond that. My focus wasn't about being the fastest on the road. I wanted to be the most fuel efficient on the road. So if you're driving with that mindset, you can get pretty good mileage figures, but otherwise you will end up just about 16 or 17 should be the average mileage out on the highways. So the next thing I want to talk about is the handling of the 17-inch wheels. To be honest, I don't find any issues with them, especially on the highways, because they handle so brilliantly at high speeds. The car feels so stable and so planted on the ground. It gives you so much confidence to do triple digit speeds with ease. I mean, even if you're doing at 150 kilometers per hour, you don't feel the car wobbling. The car feels really planted and stable even at high speeds, especially in the corners. This car handles like a charm. Now the suspension setup, I'm running stock suspensions, and even then I feel so much confidence around the corners that I end up going much faster than I should normally be. So that's how good the handling is. But if you're someone who drives it more around the cities, then I would say you need to be careful around the potholes and bad roads, because they are bigger wheels and they are running on low profile tires. So you will feel those undulations inside the cabin, and that can be unpleasant most of the times. So you will have to be a lot slower than you normally would with the 15-inch wheels. And also the speed breakers are something to keep in mind. You need to handle them much more carefully than you would with the 15-inch wheels. But overall, I really love the way the 17-inch wheels handle. Out on the highways, this thing is so beautiful. So if you're really driving more out on the highways, then I would really suggest you to go for the 17-inch wheels. So guys, I think I've spoken more negatives than the positives of the 17-inch wheels. If you're really concerned about the performance and the mileage drop, please don't be worried, because a simple ECU upgrade for your car will definitely fix that issue. The real issue lies in the way you drive it and where you drive it. Yes, you need to be a lot slower on potholes, bad roads, speed breakers. You need to handle them with you need to handle them more carefully. If you don't, you will end up damaging your wheels, and you'll end up having a more unpleasant ride. In my point of view, that is the only negative I can think of. Over bad roads, you need to be a little bit more careful, and you need to have that extra bit of love towards your car to, treat it with that respect, especially over bad roads. But other than that, I don't really find any negative issue with the 17-inch wheels. You can definitely go for them if you really want to. So you need to ask yourself if you will take care of your vehicle over bad roads. If you can, then definitely go for it. But if you think otherwise, like you drive it around the city more often and your area has a lot of potholes and bad roads, you can't be driving slow all the time, and I would suggest you to stick with your 15-inch wheels. Or if you really want an upgrade, just go for the 16-inch wheel. The OEM alloys of the new Polo, they look really nice, so you can as well go for that. But if you really think you can take care of your car over bad roads and potholes, if you think you can show that extra bit of love and take good care of your car, then you can definitely go for the 17-inch wheels. So guys, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to. I hope this video was informative. I hope you guys have cleared your doubts. If you do have any other doubts, do let me know in the comment section below. Also check me out on Instagram to DM your questions, because I'll be more active on Instagram. So I'll catch you guys in another video. So until then, take care and stay safe.